is na gawin ng tama, hindi po yung mga kolorum, hindi po yung mga lumalabag, kung hindi yung talagang gustong maglingkod sa ating bayan sa pamamagitan ng kanilang negosyo. Napakaganda mga kababayan na sa halip na magpolitika na lamang, meron pa rin mga ahensya ng gobyerno na tuloy-tuloy ang trabaho even with this political process going on. Yan po ang isang senyales ng isang bansang nagiging mature politically at yan po ay makikita din ng ibang bansa at kanilang magugustuhan ng Pilipinas na puntahan for investment dahil meron tayong stability sa ating bansa.
Samantala, Mark, tuloy-tuloy pa rin ang trabaho dito naman sa Senado kung saan inaantabayanan pa rin natin mga kaibigan itong pagpapatuloy ng paglilitis ni Chief Justice Renato Corona. Kanina po ay natunghayan natin ang direct testimony ni Ombudsman Conchita Carpio Morales at inaantabayanan po natin ang pagpapatuloy naman ng kanyang testimonya, this time for cross-examination by the prosecution. Kanina po ay ibinigay ni Ombudsman Morales dito sa prosecution team itong mga dokumento na isinumite sa kanya ng AMLAC patungkol nga dito sa investigasyon sa inihaing complaint sa kanya dito sa $10 million accounts umano ng punong mahistrado.
At sa kauna-unahang panahon, nakita natin na mukhang nag-struggle seryoso ang former Associate Justice ng Supreme Court, si Chief Justice Cuevas, at nakita nating i-terminate na nga lang niya yung kanyang pag-examine kay Ombudsman Morales. Attorney Revilla, dito na-qualify as a hostile witness itong si Ombudsman Morales. Kapag nag-conduct na ng examination ng prosecution, ano po ang magiging rules? Pwede pa rin po ba silang mag-leading question? Dahil, siyempre, sila yung nasa kabila, hindi sila ang nagpresenta nito. Ano yung ipapatubad na rules sa kanilang pag-examine kay Ombudsman?
Ganun din. Pwede rin silang mag-conduct. On cross-examination sila, so they can also make leading questions on the ombudsman.
At hawak na nga po ng depensa or ng prosecution at in this instance sila po ang magko-cross-examine yung records. Pwede po ba nilang basahin ito at isa-isahin ang contents nitong dokumentong ito, attorney?
Definitely. Pwede nila yan isa-isahin doon to get clarification from the ombudsman.
Itong mga ipipresenta, ito po ba ay maaari pang gamitin sa mga iba pang kaso na mga nais ihain sa punong mahistrado outside of the impeachment trial?
Yes, kung halimbawa may mga information dito na makukuha dito sa documents na to na hindi included sa articles of impeachment or dito sa impeachment complaint na ngayon na tinatry ngayon, pwede yan masama dun sa next impeachment complaint kung magkakaroon nga ng impeachment complaint sa after 1 year.
How about kung sakasakaling merong mag-file na mga kaso laban sa ombudsman, criminal cases po sa ibang korte, pwede rin po ba itong gamitin as evidence?
In fact, yung ombudsman, pwede silang mag-proceed ng kanilang sariling proceedings, mag-conduct ng sarili nila, independent of the impeachment proceedings.
Pero habang merong impeachment trial, kung anumang magaganap sa ombudsman, hindi nila pwedeng mapaalis si Chief Justice. Tama po ba, attorney?
Yung impeachment proceedings kasi, ang magiging resulta dyan, kung magkaroon ng conviction, is mapapaalis sa pwesto si Chief Justice Corona. Pero ang ombudsman, pag nagkaroon ng findings na probable cause ang ombudsman, pwede sila ngayon magsampa sa Sandigan Bayan ng magsasampa sila ngayon ng complaint against the Chief Justice. May for criminal offense naman yon. Dito, ang magiging resulta dito is disqualification from office or removal from office. Samantalang dun sa pag nagtuloy-tuloy yung investigation ng ombudsman at nakarating yan ng Sandigan Bayan, criminal prosecution yon. Iba naman doon. Ang kailangan doon na ebidensya is guilt beyond reasonable doubt.
Attorney Revilla, noon po nga lumabas itong issue na pag-iimbestiga ng ombudsman, ay kinwestiyon agad ng depensa itong power ng ombudsman over the Chief Justice dahil siya daw po ay isang impeachable official at iba-iba po yung naging interpretasyon ng mga lawyers tungkol dito. Kayo po, ano po ang inyong opinion?
Okay. Ang sa Chief Justice kasi, pwede rin siyang imbestigahan ng ombudsman, no? Pero ang magiging basis niya yung complaint. Kung anong nakalagay, depende yan sa allegations ng complaint. So, if it is a criminal complaint, then may jurisdiction din ang ombudsman to conduct its criminal investigation on the Chief Justice. At pag nagkaroon ng probable cause, diretso yan dun sa Sandigan Bayan, dun yan isasampa yung information for violation of anti-graft law. Kaya nga, dinidistinguish natin na sa ombudsman sa Sandigan Bayan, ang pinag-uusapan dun yung criminal prosecution yan. Ibig sabihin, pag nagkaroon ng conviction, ang penalty dyan involves imprisonment. Unlike dito sa impeachment proceedings, walang imprisonment dito. Kung magkaroon ng conviction kung magkaroon ng conviction, ang penalty lang dyan is removal from office.
Nabanggit kanina na nag-iimbestiga pa lamang ang ombudsman. Paki-distinguish nga, attorney, itong process ng case building or case build-up versus dun sa talagang preliminary investigation na ng ombudsman. Ang ibig po bang sabihin, as of now, wala pang kaso sa ombudsman si Chief Justice?
Wala pa siyang kaso kasi as admitted by the ombudsman herself, case building pa lang sila, wala pa sila dun sa point ng preliminary investigation. So, nag-gather pa lang sila ng information against the Chief Justice.
So, ang kapangyarihan ng ombudsman to investigate ay
Yes.
mukhang walang limit, pwede talagang pwedeng tingnan coming from any government agency. Binasa nga ni Presiding Officer Enrile yung mismong konstitusyon na nagbibigay ng power. Meron bang limitation ito? Yung binigay na constitution na authority?
Definitely, lahat naman na yung mga powers ng ating government officials or government agencies, hindi yan absolute, may mga limitations din yan. So, hindi lahat na complaints pwede niyang aktuhan. Number one, kung yung complaint naman is for mere harassment, kung on its face makikita na for purposes of harassment lamang yun, pwede niya yun i-disregard din. So, pero kung based dun sa mismong complaint, may basehan naman at kailangan pang, although kulang pa siguro yung ebidensya, kailangan pa ng mag-gather ng information, pwede siyang mag-constitute ng fact-finding committee to investigate further if there is reasonable ground to proceed with the case.
Pero attorney,
with the complaint.
meron po bang mga government officials na hindi pwedeng imbestigahan ng ombudsman?
Wala. Kasi ang ombudsman nga, ang jurisdiction nila is public officials, lahat na public officials, and even yung mga private individuals na may kinalaman who are in conspiracy with the public officials.
Mukhang nagre-resume na, Cathy, ang trial. Ito, panoorin natin kung ano ang nilalaman itong mga dokumentong
Mr.
bitbit ni
President,
Ombudsman Morales.
The copies have already been distributed, but the members of the court do not have a copy yet. We are told that they will instead come up with a PowerPoint presentation so that it will facilitate the distribution of the papers or the documents to the members of the court while it is being processed. So we may proceed, Mr. President.
The witness, the Honorable Ombudsman, will please take the witness's stand. We are in the stage of cross-examination. The prosecution may proceed.
Thank you, Mr. President. Honorable Ombudsman, did you advise the Senate that you are prepared with a PowerPoint presentation?
Yes, sir.
So, you earlier testified that on the basis of the information you received from AMLAC, you concluded that there are several bank accounts, and I'm quoting from your letter to the Chief Justice. There are several bank accounts in PS Bank and several other banks in your name, including those denominated in US dollars, the aggregate value of which amounts to at least $10 million. Do you confirm that?
Yes, sir.
Can you please explain to us, Honorable Ombudsman, how you arrived at the figure of $10 million?
Yes, sir. First, I listed all the different accounts. I classified them under one column. And then after grouping different accounts under one column, I got the dates the transactions occurred. Then I got the amounts the transaction occurred. But since I noticed that there were some accounts which were deposited in, let's say, A account, but on the same, let's say, 100,000, example only, but on the same day, the $100,000 were withdrawn in 3 tranches and transferred to 3 different accounts, X, Y, Z. I had a bit having difficulty trying to analyze. So I came up with some significant observations, and I put them into writing.
Can you please show to us these significant observations you've made in writing?
Yes, sir. That the Chief Justice has at least $10 million in transactional balances. He has 82 US dollar accounts in 5 banks. There were significant deposits and withdrawals on very significant dates, including the 2004 and 2007 elections, as well as the week he was impeached. Specifically for December 12, 13, 15, 19, 20, and 22, 2011, the significant transactions are as follows. On December 12, 2011, the day Corona was impeached, the following bank transactions were made. There was a time deposit termination of $418,193.32. This amount was added to a BPI San Francisco Del Monte account number blank, blank, blank. And then from this, $417,978.80 was deducted from this account and placed in a regular trust fund contribution placement.
Your Honor, please.
Yes?
What's the pleasure of the defense?
At this juncture, Your Honor, we notice that the testimony of the witness is being in narrative form. May we request, Your Honor, that questions be directed to her so that we can properly object when the time so demands, Your Honor.
The question calls for an explanation, Your Honor, please.
Yes, but irrespective of what you want to
That is an answer, I think, to a question.
Yes, Your Honor, and we notice that the answer is being made in narrative form. It's practically a story. We can no longer object, Your Honor. That's why I'm requesting that the testimony of the witness be adjusted by question and answer, Your Honor.
In order to be fair, will you kindly slice your questions in segments, Mr. Counsel, for the prosecution?
We will try to do that, Your Honor, but the difficulty is I just got this a few seconds ago. But I will try. Honorable Ombudsman, you were already testifying on how much were the withdrawals made by the Chief Justice from the date of his impeachment on December 12, 2011 forward. Do you have the total amount of dollars the Chief Justice withdrew after the date of his impeachment from the various bank accounts?
We object, Your Honor.
Why?
Because the witness may be cross-examined only on matters directly taken up in the direct examination.
If Your Honor, please, the witness has been subpoenaed by the defense specifically for the purpose of addressing the $10 million. And now they are trying to limit her testimony. I think we should put it on record, Your Honor, that the defense has repeatedly misrepresented the supposed intent of the Chief Justice to open his dollar accounts.
We do not.
As early as February 12, 2011, this Honorable Court already ruled that the PS Bank accounts should have been opened. But it relented to the TRO, in particular because of the representation of the Chief Justice that he will open his account.
We have, Your Honor, please.
Up to now, he has not done that. And now, they are trying to block